Rappers and producers, here are 2 words that you need to stop using right now. Rappers and producers, I was reading a book this last week called Seducing Strangers, How to Get People to Buy What You're Selling. The Little Black Book of Advertising Secrets by John Weltman. And he presented some amazing points that I want to share with you today in today's Curtspiration. There are 2 words that you need to obliterate from your particular vocabulary as a rapper, as a producer, even honestly as a young entrepreneur. But we're going to talk to rappers and producers because that's what this channel was all about. So speaking to you young rappers and producers and elder rappers and producers, 2 terms that you want to eliminate from your vocabulary immediately. Number 1 is content. Now, I know that everybody says the cliche content is king. I'm not saying not to produce content, not to create content. Now, from our understandings of content, we have thought of content as things as, you know, tools that we use to help promote the products that we have, whether it's music, whether it's beats. We have all these different pieces of content. Curtis has been the #1 user damn near of these terms, content. I know even like the Gary V's, they use the word content all the time. Here's the problem. You know, I took a bit of a break away from social media. And as I took that break away, something that I noticed was that I started to form another level of clarity, and I was able to connect the dots of information because I didn't have all the distractions of everything around me. Now, one thing that I got when listening to Tony Robbins' video was that, or listening to Tony Robbins' audio, was that he basically said there's certain words that have a reaction on our nervous system that immediately get a reaction. Let me give you an example. If somebody told you right now, pick that up off the floor, you'd be like, all right, whatever. If somebody said, pick that up off the floor, bitch, your back, your hair, I don't know about you, but my hairs are standing up. I said it, I'm still mad. I still want to punch somebody. Your whole nervous system changes. So that being said, certain words you associate with being important to you, for a word that's so important like content, you need to eliminate that from your vocabulary. This book tells you why. The reason I say that I agree with it is because of this. Content is not, it's a code word. It's a cold word. There's no, we know what it means, but it doesn't do anything to our system. Instead of saying content, replace it with message. Because in turn, that's all it really is. You're thinking of all these different tools you use, from video advertisements, from, you know, behind the scenes videos, and all these things that you do to promote a product, your music, aka your music. You're really just trying to get a message out. When you start to think about what content can I create, you may have times where you run into a little bit of, you know, sort of a brick wall. But if you say, what message can I get out? Then it changes the way that you approach that particular piece of quote unquote content. So if you said message instead, say for instance, I said, you know, I'm going to do a behind the beat video of one of my beats. Instead of saying, oh, okay, how can we make this content more interesting? Here's what we can say. How can we make this message more interesting? Okay, well, if I got a behind the beat video, what makes the message more interesting? Well, the message I'm trying to convey, first of all, is that I want people to understand that I am a very efficient producer that works very fast on my ideas. Oh, all of a sudden that video got more interesting. Another message I want to get across is that I make, I don't know, schoolboy Q type beats. Oh, guess what? I got that across because now I am very clear about my message. That's the #1 word. The #2 words you need to eliminate that I think all rappers use, especially in 2009. Especially all rappreneurs use, I've used it a million times, is brand. Brand, we know what brand is, but it's such a broad statement. It's not that it doesn't have enough value to you know, activate your nervous system. It's just, it's not enough to it to where it can be so broad, it can mean everything. We think about a brand and we think about, you know, McDonald's, and then we think about a brand like, you know, a celebrity. You know, you think about, you know, I'll give you an example. There's an actress years ago named Lindsay Lohan that, you know, folks knew her for one thing, and her brand took a hit because of things that she tried to do or she decided to do, whether it was drugs, whether it was alcohol. Her brand took a hit. Here's the thing that people kept using as a code word, and what he says, my man Josh says, replace the word brand with reputation. I almost forgot it for a second. Reputation is what it is. Her reputation was hurt. Her brand was not hurt. Brand is such a broad term that it can mean things to different people. Replace the word brand. So when you talk about how can I build my brand up? No, just ask how can I build my reputation up? When you're building up your reputation, you are activated all of a sudden to do certain things that the word brand doesn't do. If somebody said, yo, your reputation over here in the city right now as a rapper is that you fell off, that you whack. If somebody said your brand in the rapper as a city right now is that your lyrics are not as sufficient as they once were. It doesn't have the same effect that if somebody says, yo, your reputation is taking a hit right now. You get activated. There's things that you want to do. So I have to suggest this to you because I'm doing it myself. You gotta think. I'm the guy that has 500 odd, 700 odd videos where I'm talking about branding and content. And now I am learning because I don't know it all. I don't know it all. I know sometimes I may come off like sometimes like I know a whole lot, but I don't know everything. But what I can say is that I am making a correction because I understand the importance of now being activated by these words that were once dormant or once, tasteless, baseless words that I had to give more power to. Instead of saying the word content, you are not creating content as a rapper and producer, you're creating a message. Instead of saying you're building up your brand, you're trying to expand your brand, no. You're trying to build up your reputation. You're trying to expand your reputation. When you have a word that is so connected to your nervous system, it's going to change your decision making. It's going to change what song you decide to promote. You're not going to think about a single anymore. You're going to think about what message do I want people to have from this particular album that I am releasing. If the message is that I'm trying to have a good time, that I'm here for the party, then that first song that goes at the gate needs to be that particular emotion, that particular message. Say for instance, you got beats and you're like, yo, I'm the best trap producer in New York. Okay, if that's the message you're trying to convey, don't convey that with an R&B beat. Doesn't make any sense. So really fall in line with the term's message, fall in line with the term reputation. You'll make better decisions going forward. I guarantee it. Once again, it's another Curtspiration. Need some more of this juice? Please subscribe to the channel below. I forgot to say doodle. Be a part of the notification gang. Hey. Thank you everybody that's part of the community. For those of you that would love to be part of the Curtis King community, be part of the 1% of rappreneurs and producer-neurs who are seeking answers, seeking better answers to their questions, asking better questions, and you would like to share in this information that you can't find anywhere else on the internet, go to curtiskingbeats.com/membership and join in. To tell back to the concept at hand, what do you think? Are there more words that you can think of that have such a dull and non-activating, non-motivational connotation to or value to that you can suggest? Put them down there in the comments below. Let's start thinking about ways we can reframe the things that we have put into our brain as these dull words that don't activate us or make us want to do anything. Once again, rappers, in this life, you will not be full of life until you decide to live life to its fullest. Curtis King at CurtisKingBeats.com. I can't listen to you. When I listen to you, it's a liability. Cause you be mentally killing my inner energy. So I'm concealing my feelings before you injure me.